Yo! So, following your soul path, I'm jumping into the unknown. So, your soul path. I guess we're always on our soul path, right? We're always doing what we need to be doing. No matter what we're doing, okay? But I guess what I'm talking about is more consciously following your soul desires and your soul truth, right? So I guess it's about when you clear away a lot of the false identities, the mental paradigms as to, the conditioning as to what you should do in society, and you might have a plan of what you want with your life and how you want things to work out and where you should go, what you should do. A lot of that comes from conditioning and just false beliefs, false identities. So when you clear a lot of that away, or when a lot of that is cleared away, you're more in alignment with your truth, your soul desires, right? You're on your soul path, so you're trusting in the divine to guide you. You're trusting in your heart to lead you where you need to go, and it's uncomfortable because you're trusting in not mental paradigm. You're not trusting in mental paradigm, mental structures and beliefs and conditioning. You're trusting in a greater power to guide you, and you don't know where you're going, right? You're jumping into the unknown. You're living more authentically and just following where spirit wants to take you, I guess. So like for me, even making these videos, and it can be uncomfortable for those parts of you, that are still rooted in ego, I guess, or I don't know. For me, like making these videos, it wasn't necessarily my choice. Like it wasn't, I didn't actively just like choose to make these videos. It kind of just came to me, and I was actually resistant to make these videos. I didn't want to make these videos. Part of me wanted to make these videos, part of me didn't want to make these videos, because I knew that making these videos would dissolve a lot of things, when you put yourself out there so open and it's like vulnerable, But anyway, it was like part of me didn't want to make these videos, and I guess I just asked spirit if this was like the truth for me, if this was like, I was asking for a sign. I asked for a blue flame on this one day, and of course I went to go buy my dad a lighter, and it wasn't a normal lighter. It was like a blue flame, and I was like, oh my god. And I was in a bit of denial and a bit of doubt about it, like, oh, was that, and then I kind of just gave in and just followed what my heart was telling me and guiding me to where to go. So, if you don't know what you're doing, ask for a sign. Ask life to give you a sign. If you're inspired to do something, ask life if this is the right thing, if this is true for you, and if it's if it's true for you. So but like it can be confusing to a lot of people around you and yourself, like, because a lot of the time you're just following your heart, right? You're following the unknown, so you really don't exactly know where you're going. You're kind of just trusting that spirit's going to take care of you and that the right things are going to come for you. And it's uncomfortable because it goes against everything we were taught, or people around us were taught, you know. It goes against conditioning and all that. Like, it's just where, you know, it just goes against the ego. Like, you know, you're not following a rigid plan. You're not following your thoughts as to where to go. You're trusting in, you know, that knowing, or that your intuition. And people around you may not understand it because, you know, it goes against society for the most part, right? It goes against, like, it's confusing to people, and it's confusing to it, which makes sense. It's confusing to the ego mind. So it makes sense that people wouldn't understand what you're going through, and that you're doing things in such a radically different way, right? You're not, you know, it's just, yeah, like, it's but it's beautiful because you're learning to have trust in your experience, trust in that wherever your soul's guiding you, that, like, it's gonna work out. And even if, like, your soul is guiding you to a path of, you know, it's not gonna be comfortable, first of all. And if you have times of comfortability, that's cool. Enjoy that your soul is giving you that time. But a lot of the time, it'll push you to uncomfortable situations that actually dissolve more of that falsity and dissolve more of those limitations. You know, like me making these videos, it's dissolving a lot of things within me, a lot of, like, you know, false identities and fear of judgment and shame and a lot of things. So, you know, when you follow your soul path, it can put you in uncomfortable situations, but those uncomfortable situations are actually liberating you in the process. So, you know, it's beautiful when you learn to live life more out of your head, I guess, right? You're getting out of those thought loops and those mental paradigms of, you know, that's what they are, mental paradigms of just madness. And you're really trusting in life, trusting in your heart to guide you. You know, and if life's guiding you to take time to yourself and go in solitude and rest and purge and process, right, then that's what you need, you know. I know for me that learning to, if things, you know, felt stagnant, you know, externally, like, you know, and I felt that even though how hard even if I tried so hard to externally to make things work and things just didn't work, it was just it was just showing me that, you know, you've got to take time and really stop seeking so much and just process a lot, you know, go within and process. So I don't know if that might help someone. So I know, yeah, for me, like, it was important to really trust my soul in that if I needed rest, then, you know, I would feel that I'd need rest. Like, yeah, I'd know if, you know, during, like, the day was a day of rest, or if the day was a day of going out and creating and exploring or meeting new people, you know, going out in nature. So when you clear away a lot of these false identities and just conditioning, and you really learn to trust in what you need, you know, every day. You know what's best for you and what you should be doing. And it may not make sense to your logical mind. You may be like, why, like, you know, your mind might be saying, I want to go out and do, do you see other people doing things and creating things, and you want to do that. The mind might say like, oh, I want to go out and meet new people, and but if your soul's telling you to sit inside and rest, and that's what you need, and if we go against that, then we're just in resistance, and we're just gonna make things messy for ourselves. So so yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Hope this meant something to someone. I guess for me, I'm really coming into letting go of a lot of those old mental paradigms, and really trusting in life, and that really trusting in myself and my soul and my guidance, right? Really trusting the divine to guide me where I need to go. And yeah, so I appreciate you for watching. You have my love, you have my gratitude. Anyone that's going through this, I know it can be uncomfortable, and that uncomfortableness is a good thing, because it is clearing us. It is breaking down a lot of falsity within us. So yeah, that's just how I see it. So enough rambling. I'll leave it there. Appreciate you. All right, cheers.